Good morning. So I'm just getting started with my day. I'm going to have some tea and see what Megan and Harry up to and how you today. It's Sunday. I hope you. So yes, I hope you are doing well and that you are in a good frame of mind and that you're practicing your positivity and you're keeping your blood pressure stable. And all that good stuff. Anyway, let me have some tea and see where we are with the day. Wow. Yesterday I saw something that doesn't look very different for $5.99 in motor free. Now, what would the bougie people say to me? Oh, but this is so much better. The quality is so much better. No, it isn't. It will chip and it will tear just as much as the one for $5.99. Okay, so just stop. Just stop. All of you, just stop. You guys, I'm in the Bon Marché in Paris. I think we're in the 7th district. And I'm just, looking, just having an experience, just seeing how the other half lives. Trying not to bump into anything and break anything. You know my specialty, right? This is my specialty. But I have to say, I bought one of my copper pots here years and years ago. Like I saved up, like you have no idea, to buy like a copper pot, the top brand, okay? And it's my least favorite copper pot. Like other copper pots that I got like at thrift shops and stuff are in better shape than the one I bought for like over $100 in this store. So I'm just saying that the fact that you spend more money doesn't mean you're necessarily getting something better. I love these. These are like yum yum bum bum, right? Yum yum bum bum. This I don't have. It's a juicer. I don't have that. I'm not like huge into those. I like them plain Jane. But Smeg is like my thing, right? Smeg is my thing. I will save up. Ooh, yum. Yum, I love this. My little blender. Oh God, I should never have seen that. And I love this. So in my kitchen, when I actually have like a real kitchen, I just want it just smag. Everything's smag. Okay, my darling. Dropping hints. So where are the copper pots in this joint? Here they are. So my copper pot is, what was it? Merval something. Let's see, what is this? Marvial. It's exactly the stuff that I got. And you see the price on this tiny one, $149, and mine is bigger. So just imagine what I paid for that son of a gun. And I mean, well, part of it is the fact that it was something like this that I bought. And I saved up and I was so disappointed because it's very hard to keep it this way. You have to have the copper polish and whatever. So mine looked like absolute garbage. But I love copper. I still would do copper, but I need, oh my God, look at this. Look at this. This is 102 euros for a ladle, you guys. Alright, you guys, so typically when I come to the Bon Marché, the only thing I can buy is water. Now, is this bottle, like, and I pick my water based on two criteria. It's going to be the bottle, first of all. Is it a good addition to my collection? And the price. Now, I picked the red one of this, but I think I want the blue because I like blue better um, than red. So I'm going to get the blue. The price is okay, you know what I mean? So I have like a whole collection of water bottles. And you know, they last forever. I mean, they're glass bottles and you know, they're very sort of iconic. And it's, yeah, it's an experience. You know, you come to the Bon Marché, you can't afford anything except for water. Now, what's going on here with the. All right, so see you after the jump, my darlings. I'm standing in the window and debating whether I should go in and get one of these, but I don't think I should. I think it's a lot of sugar. I think it's an instant gratification, but I think the repercussions will continue to flow for a long time. So, so they just saw me and they laughed. All right, so I'm not going to do that to myself, you know, because it's a lot of sugar, my darlings. I don't have any idea at all what what this is. You know what? I always in the kitchen immediately, no matter how down I am, how sort of like just whatever, because I'm a little bit down. I'm a little bit down. Um, I go into the kitchen and I start just feeling happy because the mischief, the absolute mischief I can get myself into in the kitchen is it's just epic. It is an epic thing, my darlings. So listen, we're going to take this thing here and we're going to sort of like do whatever. Hold on a second. The only problem is the following is that so you have like some almond milk and egg, and I don't have anything to thicken it with because you know I wanted it to be a little bit thick. So that's the only thing. Oh my god, it's fluffing into an omelet. Stop. Just freaking stop. Just freaking stop. Just freaking. Oh my god. Stop. There's a rule that you're not supposed to add mayo to hot stuff. So I sort of like let it cool a little bit and then I'm adding the mayo. So I need a pot for my rice. Here's my copper pot from the Bon Marché. Should I use that one or should I just use my little white pot? I don't know. It's such a decision. All right, so I'm taking my little walk. We can start talking about this thing about friends, all these friends who have turned their backs on Harry and Meghan. Um, Yesterday we talked about Oprah and how the French papers are saying that the winds have turned and the relationship has cooled and they're no longer such good friends. And as I expressed, I think both scenarios are possible. It's possible that that's true, that they're no longer BFFs, if ever they were. And it's possible that people are just making it up in order to, just have something to say about these people. So today there was a new headline in the papers, and the French papers, and basically they were saying that not only that, but all these other friends of Harry and Meghan's have turned their backs on Harry and Meghan. Look, the last time I personally saw Harry and Meghan in a public setting were clips of the appearance they both made at the SP Awards, right? And that was a couple of weeks ago. And quite literally, Harry received a standing ovation. And there were moments when Harry and Meghan were sort of, it seems like they were leaving the auditorium and people were still applauding and giving them a lot of respect and consideration. So the idea that Americans in general and as a whole have turned their backs, and and their friends obviously have turned their backs on Harry and Meghan. I think the article mentioned the guy Hugh Grosvenor, who got married, the Duke of Westminster, I think his title. I read about that. Harry did not go, but I think he was invited. But do correct me if I'm wrong. And who else did they mention? There have been so many other people. You have the former First Lady of, can you imagine if I drop my phone down here? The former First Lady of Canada, for example, who was friends with Meghan through this other woman, Jessica something or the other, whose children were the page boys in Meghan's wedding. Apparently they're no longer friends. They've pointed out a lot of different people who were once friends with Meghan and some with Meghan and Harry who seem to no longer be in the inner circle. And again, I think it's possible, but I also think it could just be people yapping their big mouths. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you are on that level, when you're on that level of Harry and Meghan, and even when you're not, I mean, friends come and friends go. But when you're on the level of Harry and Meghan, as I said, forming really deep friendships probably is even more difficult than it normally is. You really don't have that many true friends. You have alliances which change depending on the wind, depending on the circumstances, right? That's just how it is. And I would not be surprised. You also have people who become jealous of you, right? Because especially in Meghan's case, I mean, Harry was always the prince. So, people accept that as normal. But they have a more difficult time accepting Meghan with all of her different characteristics as a royal, as a princess, as a duchess, as a member of the aristocracy. Now, people will leave comments and say, well, what does that even mean? And da 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 da. I mean, you take it to mean whatever you take it to mean, because you know darn well what it means, right? It is what it is. And So what happens when you're Meghan is that, you had some friends when you were just, Meghan, the budding actress. And then, and they may have even had a higher status than you at the time, right? And then you meet this guy, and lo and behold, he like really digs you. He digs you, right? He likes you. And suddenly, it puts you on an even higher level. I mean, imagine Serena Williams was once on a higher level than Meghan, socially, financially, in every way. And then Meghan married Harry. Think about that. And, ditto for Venus Williams as well. I mean, there was a time when her status, I mean, Meghan just didn't even factor, nobody even knew who Meghan was when Venus and Serena were dominating tennis. So they had more star power, etc., by a lot than Meghan, by a lot. It just wasn't even a conversation. And as soon as Meghan married Harry, boom, her status just exploded and it eclipsed them, right? Now, of course, they talked about the fact that Venus Williams didn't stand for Harry's standing ovation. And, there was this sourpuss expression on her face and this, that, and the next. I don't know whether Venus claims to be friends with Harry and Meghan and whether she's one of the friends that supposedly has turned her back on the Sussexes. But I would say that it's not really surprising because people don't handle that well, where you suddenly eclipse them. They're used to you being in a certain place, in your place, and they're used to being in their place. And quite often, their place is going to be much, much higher and better than your place, right? And life goes on, and everybody's happy, and they love you. Except if somehow it looks like you have eclipsed them, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they have some friends like that. Not everybody's like that. It doesn't appear that Serena is like that. She seems to have continued to be friends with Meghan. Kudos to her, right? But there's that. What other friends are we talking about? I really don't know. But the bottom line really is that what is this? The thing with Meghan really is that one of the biggest issues I think she has, and the difficulty she has found herself in, is she's a very, I would say, self-assured woman. I think she's also a very sensitive woman, in the sense that my suspicion is all her life she has dealt with this sort of multiracial thing, which is a thing. I've never dealt with it. I'm not multiracial. But it seems that it's always been a thing, and starting in her own family, right, where she has these two siblings, I suspect, I could be wrong, who never really saw her as an equal. She's not equal to them, they're better than she is. Why? Because in their minds, the fact that she's biracial immediately takes something away from her, I guess. I don't want to say her humanity, but it just makes it different, right? And it puts them on top of her. And when you sort of consider the fact that these two people are clearly her siblings, specifically, they clearly are not anywhere near Meghan, even without the marriage to Harry. They have no, I mean, it's breathtaking, actually, the extent to which, especially the brother, but the sister too, they just have absolutely no class whatsoever, okay? And they're going to be teaching Meghan and her mother, Daria, about what it means to be classy, what it means to be, people, honestly. And so there's that. So she's always struggled with that. And I think eventually she just decided, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with this. You're not on my level. I'm not on yours. We can agree to disagree and we can keep our distance. And that's it. And that's what she did. And the same thing happened, though, when she went to the royal family, because she's an expert at it. She knows when people are treating her a certain way and making her feel like she's not their equal. You know, she's not their equal. And she's not their equal based on nothing other than the fact that she's biracial. And so what does she do? She does what she always does, is she distances herself. She keeps her distance. And in the case of the royal family, I think she got into trouble with that because now it was on a public scale, and people, reasonably or unreasonably, depending on how you look at it, expected her to suck it up and deal with it no matter what, right? Whether they treat her as an equal, whether they don't, I think they really felt that it was not her prerogative to reject it, to be ungrateful, to say no. You know, when you are let into something like this and you are who you are, a biracial woman, for God's sake, you know, you get on your knees and you thank us to eternity. And, you know, Meghan was just way too proud and too self-assured to trade her dignity for that, just because she gets a title and, gets to be quote unquote part of the quote unquote royal family. I mean, she just was not impressed because, even in her own life, her ordinary life, she had achieved so much already. She'd done so much more than others who call themselves royal or who are called royal. She didn't need Harry to work with the UN and travel to countries in Africa and to India to, do her philanthropic works. She had done all that already. She didn't need Harry to tell her how to be a style maven. She had conquered that. She didn't need Harry to talk to her about cuisine and travel and, all of those things of privilege. She is self-taught, right? She didn't learn it from her father. She didn't learn it from her brother. She didn't learn it from her sister. She can teach them that, actually. She taught herself, right? And so, finding herself in this situation, I think she just felt like it was to go backwards by a lot, and she was unwilling to do it. And people can't handle that. So they set out to destroy her. And one of the things they're trying to do is to say, well, no one likes her. Her friends have turned their backs. She's this, she's that. And again, as I said, I'm sure that some of the friends will turn their backs because people get jealous, let's wait on the line. But I don't think the problem is Meghan, or Harry for that matter. I think it's really the people, Anyway, listen, that's all for this one because I think I've analyzed this ad nauseum several times already. So let me just take in the houseboats. And yeah, I think this might be the last scene of this video. So see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.